Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Tay. Welcome to Live with Tay, where we have real conversations with amazing people you need to know. And I always put you down with some hot music to add to your playlist. Well, listen, today's guest has been pinned the truth teller. When I tell you this singer-songwriter whose voice has carries truth, transparency, and a whole lot of soul, she's become a voice for so many people who just needed music to say what they feel. From not liking people to Earth being oh so ghetto. Welcome to Live with Tay, Aliah Sheffield. Woo, woo, woo,
Hi,
woo. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I love your energy.
Well, thank you. And I love your truth. So let's just get right up into it. For those that are watching that may not have been familiar with you,
Mhm.
you are not were you are a viral sensation because you wrote a song called "Earth is Ghetto." Just that in itself, tell us what motivated you to get on those keys and say such a thing.
I always tell people when I wrote that song, I was kind of in like a chaotic place. The world was also in a chaotic place. It was like 2020, the height of the pandemic. It's like actually literally the start of the pandemic because I wrote it in December 2020. And at
Oh,
the time, I was living in Mexico. And I had moved to Mexico because I wanted to get as far away from America as possible because I thought it would be better. But I was there and things were still chaotic because they were also on lockdown. When I wrote the
mm,
song, I was literally living on 15th Street, 15th Avenida, and I was walking down to the corner store. There was like bars on the corner store, and you had to figure out how to order your stuff from the corner store without going in because they weren't letting anyone in. And I can't speak Spanish. I only know how to curse people out in Spanish. Um,
the main thing that you need to be able to.
Exactly. The main thing, but but yeah, and it was just like, well, it's still ghetto here too, so it just became Earth is Ghetto, and I was literally at that corner store when I wrote it, and then I just uploaded it that night.
Mm. So you uploaded that night, and
Mhm.
you wake up in the morning to probably 5 million gazillion alerts. So
I actually did it, to be honest. It didn't start really catching traction until maybe 2 weeks later. Like people started finding the video, and then it really blew up in like
mm,
um, January 6th. Like it like went out of the water at January 6th. Like it had been slowly gaining traction from December to January 6th, but when they had the little chaos at the Capitol. I call it chaos at the Capitol. It just blew up from that moment on, and it just kept blowing up. And so, yeah,
listen,
it just gradually
took
was
flight.
getting noticed by people. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that. And so that's an inspiration for us all because sometimes, especially as creatives,
Mm-hmm.
musicians, you put something out and it doesn't take off right away. It just gains traction. So shout out. I know when I found it, I was like, who is this person? Because Earth is really ghetto and it had such a hook to it and such a vibe that you couldn't help but to reshare it or make a TikTok to it to the sound in the background, like Earth is ghetto, I want to leave. Like, can you beam me up? Like, get me out of here, right? And
Yeah.
so you just telling your truth as a songwriter, as a singer, what gives you the courage to just step out there and tell your truth to through song?
Um, I started doing it more because I would just be ranting to my friends and my poor mother. I call her and rant to her all the time, and I didn't want to just keep just harassing them with my rants, and I was just like, I'm just going to write about it and just say what I want to say in songs because it usually goes over easier in songs, believe it or not, than you hear one of my actual real life just talking rants. It's just like, all right, girl, you okay? You need to go see the lady. Um, but
Gotta go.
it comes, yeah, it's a nice way to like release pent up frustration. So I just use my songwriting as my journal, basically.
Listen, and the world, those of us that have been exposed to your music, we thank you for doing and sharing your journal with us musically, because this project right here, listen, if you are not familiar with her, get into it. All of these songs are a story and are a vibe. The title alone, these songs
Mm-hmm.
are anyone sick of Earth. And I don't know about
Mm-hmm.
y'all, but Earth is not only ghetto, but people is getting on my nerves. So how did you
Mm-hmm.
even come up with the title like that? Like, what, take us through your creative process?
If you look at the original video on Earth of Earth is Ghetto, I didn't even call the song Earth is Ghetto. When I was uploading videos that year, I was basically making the video titles of what the songs were about, or
Mhm.
a general synopsis of the song. So the YouTube video was titled "This song is for anyone sick of Earth," and I would
Mhm.
make, or "This song is for anyone looking for their soulmate," or "This song is for anyone trying not to end up with the first 48. Like I do that with my titles. So when I made the EP, I was just like, well, I'm gonna just name it these songs for anyone sick of Earth.
Well, listen, it's a whole lot of us sick of Earth. I was telling you before the show started, one of my favorite songs, me personally, is I Don't Like People Up in My House. I don't even know if that's the
Mm.
real, I don't even know if that's the real title, but
It's called I Don't Like People. That song was it came about in a funny way. I was reading a Whoopi Goldberg article, and she was talking. They were asking her if she was ever going to get married and if she would have a part of live in a house or something. And she was like, I don't like nobody all up in my house. So I was like, you know what, you got a point. I in general don't like people in my house. I'm an introvert. I used to have an unwelcome mat on my door that said "Get away" or "Go away." Now I even sell unwelcome mats on my merch store that said "I don't like people all up in my house." But that song
listen,
came from that.
people love, listen, I didn't know about the mat. I think I could give that to a few people for Christmas. But I do know the hoodie right here. Listen, somebody,
Mm-hmm.
this right now, it is Thanksgiving, and when, or the holidays are coming, and when you are ready for the people to get up out your house, just get this
Mm-hmm.
sweatshirt and put it on and let the people know I don't like people all up in my house. And so your merchandise, the t-shirts, you've got t-shirts, Earth is Ghetto. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not a bigger person, leave me alone. I need to get that one for myself. Uh, so what has inspired your merchandise line now as well to go alongside the music?
A lot of people would say, "I need that on a T-shirt," or "Can you put those lyrics on a shirt?" So I just would put lyrics for my songs on my merchandise, and people really like that.
Listen, well, I know it is a hot commodity. And so you said something earlier about being introverted. And so I think I follow you on social media, and
Mm-hmm.
you uh, uh, blog about being outside, because the joke is we know that you don't really like being.
Yes, like whenever I have shows or whenever I'm doing something, I posted in the broadcast that said Aliah goes outside. So because I really don't leave my house unless I'm required to.
Well, we're glad that you're leaving your house, because I hear that you are going on tour. So shout out my DMV family. You'll be in DC October the 3rd, my hometown
Yes.
in Virginia. Hey, 804 on October the 4th, and you've got some other dates coming. So how do you
Mm-hmm.
get prepared for shows knowing that you'd rather probably be at home? How do you prepare yourself?
Um, the thing that prepares me is I mostly don't go out until I go out, so I have a lot of time to work remotely and kind of center myself. And then when I'm getting ready to go to shows, like manager helps a lot, and people that I work with help a lot, and I just know this is something that I love to do, and I do like meeting the people who listen to my music. Don't get me wrong. So that is just always in the back of my mind when it's trying to
Yeah.
go do shows. Because I remember when I had 3 people showing up to shows. So I'm always going to be grateful that I get to go out and do shows, even if I am kind of very introverted.
Yeah, no, and I think I've been talking to a few people, and people don't understand that they assume because you're an entertainer, because you might be an actor, an actress, or whatever the case may be, that these are people that love being in front of people. No, you just
Mm-hmm.
got a gift that you enjoy that just happens that you have to sing it in front of people, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I love.
I've been really lucky with that because I've been kind of upfront about that from the get go. It seems like people really respect that because, like, even at shows when I was meeting people after the shows, they would like ask politely if they could hug me or if they could come even near me. So I was like, I really appreciate the fact that people do respect that when they meet me in person.
No, I love that for you. I love that for you. And so take us on your journey. So I think I read somewhere that you really didn't even really fully walk in your musical gift until high school or after college. So tell us about your journey with music.
I kind of always been in music, but I wasn't always singing, and I didn't really start singing until high school. Because I had a chorus teacher who really encouraged me. But like in elementary, I was playing clarinet. Middle school, I was playing clarinet and saxophone, and in high school, I was also in a marching band. And I did go to college for music, but I dropped out when I got the bill. Um, it was like I got to go.
This ain't for me.
I learned this on YouTube. So, but I've kind of always been doing something musically, but I didn't really start performing musically until maybe right after high school and really heavily after college. I started doing shows with a friend of mine named George because I was in the summer youth program in New Jersey called NJPAC. It was called SYPW. And I started doing shows with George because George was always like making excuses for me because I was always late because I was always coming from um, a different direction because at the time I was just staying at different people's houses. So I was always
Mm.
coming from a different direction and they couldn't get in contact with my parents because my mom lived in a different state and my father is my father. So, but yeah, it was just, yeah, it kind of just happened and I kind of just started doing shows mainly because it was hard to get people to sing songs that I wrote. So I just said I would
Mm.
sing them myself.
Right. Yeah, no, and I love that. And so getting started a little bit later, then, some people are like, I've been singing since I was two, or since I was in school,
Mm-hmm.
all of that. Do you feel that your sound and what you bring and authentic, your authentic self to the music, do you feel like this is a gift that you've just picked up? And how is the journey going for you as as an artist that people really recognize right now?
I do feel like it is definitely something that I picked up, but at the same time, I do know it was something that I worked on, and I did have people around me that encouraged me to work on my craft. So while it was something that I picked up, I had to teach myself piano, and I had to teach myself how to sing, and then I had to get help from my chorus teacher in high school, who I still speak to this day. So I,
Yes, I love it.
yeah, I still speak to her to this day. We even have the same birthday, so we kind of kept in contact over the years, especially over about our birthday. So,
I love it. I love. When is your birthday?
November 19th.
Okay, Scorpio. Is that Scorpio?
Yeah, I'm a textbook Scorpio.
Okay. Okay. Hey, nothing wrong with that. My favorite person on the planet is a Scorpio. Hey, mama. My mama's a Scorpio.
Ah, my mother's a Cancer, so
Hey, mama.
Cancers are interesting people.
I look. Your daughter said it. I ain't got nothing to say.
Oh,
That's your.
she know.
So, you're so transparent in your music, and so I was looking online, and your song "Never Drinking Again."
Hmm.
Congratulations to you on your sobriety. That's a very transparent piece. How does it feel personally to share your journey of sobriety with so many that are watching you?
With that song in particular, it always feels really good to share it because when I wrote the song, I was actually drunk. So I wasn't sober at the time, but it was like after a night of drinking a lot, and then you waking up in the morning and you're just like, or not even waking up in the morning, it's still 3 a.m. and I'm sitting there writing, and I swear I'm not going to do this again because I know the morning is going to be bad, and I know I'm going to regret how much I drank. And it took me a while to even get sober after I wrote that song. It took me a few months to start getting sober after I wrote that song. A few slip ups, and it's like 4 years now that I've been sober. So I feel relatively, I chose the wrong time to be sober, to be honest, because there's too much going on. But I picked the height of the pandemic to start being sober. But I feel good that I was able to put it in a song that people related to and connected to people, because I've had people reach out to me and tell me that the song helped them get sober. So I'm glad I wrote it. I'm glad I was transparent in that moment.
Yeah. No, for someone watching, sometimes it's easy to say, I'm going to show up as my authentic self. I'm going to do this. But a lot of times people, especially now with social media, you only share bits and pieces of the story you want to share. So for somebody watching this that may not have the courage to be as authentic as yourself, what word of advice or encouragement would you give them on the power of showing up in your truth?
I would tell them there's no. What happened?
There it goes. See, that's because
okay.
And they don't want. They can't stop her. Can't stop. Won't stop. Go ahead.
I just saw it do this. I was like, oh no. Okay. Yeah, I would tell them there's no point in hiding your truth or hiding behind a false image of yourself, because you've lived that life. There's no reason to be embarrassed of anything that you've lived, because you lived it and you got through it. And no one can shame you for something you got through. So you might as well be truthful about it.
Boom. I wish I had some sound effects to put toe on that, because that's a whole word there. Pass the collection plate on that one right there. I love it. And so you're going on tour, DC, Richmond. Somebody watching, why should they or what should they expect at a live show with Aliah Sheffield?
You should probably expect me to moonlight as a comedian. You should expect heartfelt songs. You should expect a very welcoming audience, because so far I've had shows and people have bought tables just so people can have a place to sit, and offered tickets to other people, and people have just been in general very nice. You can expect people to be singing along and knowing the lyrics better than I do. You can expect a very intimate shows, because most of the time if I do shows, it's going to be me and piano or me and my guitar player and piano. So it's going to be very one-on-one. It's going to be me to the audience. So it's not going to really be any barriers there.
No, I love that. And shout out your guitar player. I don't know his name, but I just love
him. His name is George. I've known him this is the same one that used to get me out of the NJ Pack program. So I've known him for over 15 years. I don't know if he's going to be able to come to this show, but I do know he tends to come to shows whenever he can, because he just likes performing with me, and I like performing with him. But regardless, even if he doesn't come to shows, we've been friends for over 15 years. So.
Listen, shout out George. George, I am a fan of George, and it's just very comforting. I love to see the videos when it's just the two of you all, because you can tell chemistry. It's y'all just vibe together, and just imagine what the experience is like in person to hear both of you all play together, because I feel like I could see you looking over at him or him looking at you, and y'all could just take it.
It's because we're usually both going, hey, what part is next? And or he realizes that I changed something without letting him know, and he's just going with the flow. So it's always
George. Then I love it. Just goes with the flow.
Yeah, he does. He really goes with the flow. So like whenever I can have him for a show, I try to. And even if I don't have him for a show, I'm still grateful that he's been my friend all of these years.
No, I love it. Ain't nothing. New friends is but ain't nothing like some old, die hard, know who you are type of friends to have in you.
Exactly.
Right, right. So I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's have a little bit of fun before we head
Mm-hmm.
up. So, collaborations. I know that you love music. I have
Mm-hmm.
seen you love Aretha Franklin, uh, Donny Hathaway, who's one of my favorites. Shout out Layla, uh, and some more. So, if you could do a collaboration with
Mm-hmm.
any past or present, who would you pick and why?
If I could do a collaboration with somebody past, it would probably be Aretha Franklin or Nina Simone.
Ooh.
Um, if I could do something with somebody current, right now I really have been listening to a lot of NDRE and a lot of SZA. And the reason I say both of them is because they both have a way of really exposing themselves lyrically.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I could definitely see you and India Irie. For when you said that instantly, I could see that being a collaboration and it just being so beautiful, intimate setting of
Mm-hmm.
just vibing out in a truth because both of you all are truth tellers through your music. So I think India, if you watching this, let's go ahead and make that happen. We need to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Put it out in the atmosphere. Put it out.
I've spoken to her a few times and she seems really nice. So I'm crossing my fingers on that one day.
Yeah, I could definitely see that one. I could see that one. And so this is a different question, but because you are such an amazing songwriter, who would you like to pen a song for?
Who would I like to write for? Hmm. Definitely Jasmine Sullivan. I would
Oh,
love to write a song for Jasmine Sullivan, and I would love to write a song for Adele, because they both have a way of evoking so much emotion in two lyrics, and I would love to write for both of them.
oh, yes, like bust your windows out the car times two, right?
Maybe not even that. I think I would. I think I like her very intimate stuff. I like one of my favorite songs recently from her is the Lost One song. When that song came out, I listened to it 80 billion times. So it's just like, yeah, I would really love to write for her.
Ooh, Jazz, we need to make that happen too. I can see that. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
In the lab, just writing up something and then handing it over to Jasmine Sullivan. So I love it. So you're a music lover. Your music arrays from old school, new school. You're a real music lover. So give me 3 songs that are currently on rotation on your playlist. What you got?
Um, this past 2 weeks, I've been obsessively listening to Mississippi Goddamn, Nina Simone.
Ooh.
Um, what else? Hmm. Cleo Soul, just kind of her whole last album. I can't even really pick a whole song from that. I've been listening to a lot of that. And then I will
Mhm.
say, what's a song that really stood out to me recently? Kehlani's Folded. I really like that song.
I was hoping you were gonna say that because I know you be on social media and you do your thing, but I think that the world needs
Needs.
the Sheffield folded mix.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to do your thing on that. I believe it. I think you got it in you. I believe it.
Maybe one day. I will say I haven't really done a lot of covers, and I've been thinking about doing more of those. So.
Yeah. Just a little razzle to the dazzle. I think you could put a little sprinkle on something out there.
Mm-hmm.
Out there for sure. Out there for sure. So again, y'all, if you're tuning into Live with Tay, you have got to make sure that you download the song. These songs are for anyone sick of Earth,
Mm-hmm.
and are in the DMV area specifically, October the 3rd, the 4th, and even in Virginia Beach. I need y'all to get those tickets and I need y'all to show up and show out because to see her live is a whole vibe. If you're not following her on social media, you definitely need to do that, because her commentary and the things that she says, I'm telling you, when something happens in the news, Aaliyah, I'm just gonna be honest. I hear it in the news and then I hop on over because I'm like, what is she about to say?
I'm bound to go on a tangent depending on what it is. I'm too invested in news sometimes, but I'll definitely go off in tangents that last for days.
No, but we need it. And like we were saying before the show, it's the people in the comments. So once you post, it's like, you're one of the people that I love to drill down to see
Mm-hmm.
who's gonna say something. And oh no, they didn't, and all of the things. And so how does that make you feel knowing that when you're typing it, do you even think like, I wonder what people are about to say once I post?
I honestly don't. I'm just chronically online, so I just say sometimes the first thing that pops in my mind, whether it's going to get me in trouble or not, and sometimes I regret it, and sometimes I don't. But either way, I say what I say.
And you go stand on it. That's that
I'm
is
going. I'm going to. It don't matter who mad about it. I'm going to usually stand on whatever I say.
and we love that for you. And so as we get up out of here, my pep talk of the day is definitely inspired by her transparency. So Aliah has reminded us that whether you feel like Earth is ghetto or you're on a journey like never drinking again, there is power in telling your truth.
Mm-hmm.
Transparency heals, freedom follows, and your story might just be the light somebody else is waiting on. So y'all make sure you show up and tell your story, and make sure that you check out my girl Aliah Sheffield, because this is Live with Tay, where we have real conversations with amazing people you need to know. And I always put you down with something hot to add to your playlist. Until next time, y'all, we out. Bye, Leah girl. Bye, girl.